Greetings, everyone. My name is Maruthi Yadav. We have chosen NVIDIA as the US-based tech company for our first project. This is a look at the index. Let's look at the brief overview of NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a leading multinational technology company that specializes in designing and manufacturing advanced graphics processing units and AI-based computing solutions. It is headquartered in Santa Clara and incorporated in Delaware. It was founded in 1993 by Jensen Huang, Chris Malchowski, and Curtis Priam. NVIDIA has grown to become a key player in the technology industry, revolutionizing the way we interact with digital content and computing systems. Jensen Huang suggested the name NVIDIA from the word NVIDIA. It is a Latin word for envy. NVIDIA is currently valued at $3.5 trillion, more than Microsoft at its highest point. Note that the current valuation may differ. Let's have a look at some of the products and services offered by NVIDIA. GPUs. The GeForce graphics cards are high-performance GPUs for gamers and creators, known for features like ray tracing and AI power upscaling. Quadro and RTX GPUs, professional graphics card, tailored for professionals in fields such as 3D modeling, animation, and scientific research. Gaming and creating. Gaming laptops equipped with GeForce GPUs for powerful gaming on the go. G-Sync monitors, which have high refresh rate and that synchronize with GeForce GPUs for a smoother gameplay. NVIDIA Studio, a platform for creative professionals, including artists, designers, and video editors. Autonomous driving. NVIDIA's Drive AGX platform is used for developing and deploying advanced driver assistance systems, also known as ADAS, full self-driving as FSD like the ones we see in Tesla, and immersive AI experiences, enabling continuous over-the-air updates. AI and machine learning solutions. NVIDIA TensorRT optimizes trained deep learning models to run quickly and efficiently on NVIDIA. The CUDA platforms, they are parallel computing platform and programming model for NVIDIA's GPUs. Data center solutions. Data center GPUs, powerful GPUs designed for AI performance, high performance computing, and data center applications. DGX systems. These are pre-built AI supercomputers for accelerated deep learning techniques and training. The Omniverse platform. It is a 3D simulation and collaboration platform designed for creators, engineers, and researchers, enabling real-time world collaboration. Let's have a look at the target audience of NVIDIA. The target audience. Gamers. Offering high-performance GPUs for immersive gaming experience. Developers and researchers. Providing tools and platforms for AI, deep learning, scientific computations. Enterprises. Supplying data center solutions for cloud computing and AI-driven operations. Automotive companies. Partnering with manufacturers such as Tesla for autonomous driving technologies. Content creators. Delivering GPUs and platforms for video editing, 3D modeling, and animation. Thank you. Now my colleague Viji would like to take over.
Hi everyone, my name is Viji. Today I'm going to present a topic which is NVIDIA's performance analysis across COVID timeframes. Next slide, please. Yeah, before COVID-19 pandemic, NVIDIA was performing well across several key sectors such as market demand, supply capacity, pricing strategies, growth trends. In the case of demand, for its GeForce GPUs in gaming, Tesla AI chips in data centers, and its technology in automotive self-driving system, as well as GPUs for cryptocurrency mining. To meet this demand, NVIDIA expanded production and partnered with the TSMC, though there were times when demand outpaced the capacity. NVIDIA's pricing strategies included both high-end GPUs like the RTX 2080 and more affordable options like the GTX 1650 to reach a wide range of consumers. Financially, the company saw strong growth, which is driven by increasing demand for GPUs and growing focus on AI and data centers. And this also looked to diversify, making acquisition like ARM and expanding into AI and cloud computing markets. Next slide, please. Yeah, here I'm going to explain impact of the pandemics on NVIDIA. The pandemic had a major impact on NVIDIA, particularly in terms of demand, supply, and pricing. Demand for gaming GPU surged as lockdown and remote work, which is lead to increased gaming activity. However, demand for high-end GPUs in industries like AI and data centers, which is fluctuated. On the supply side, factory shutdowns and logistic disruption caused production delays, which is worsening the global semiconductor shortage. This supply constraint combined with rising demand, which is led to a sharp increase in GPU prices, especially in the gaming and cryptocurrency markets. As a result, NVIDIA faced significant challenges in balancing supply and demand during the early stages of the pandemic. Next slide, please. Here, I'm going to discuss about challenges faced by NVIDIA during the pandemic. NVIDIA encountered significant challenges during the pandemic, primarily due to production and supply chain disruptions. The lockdown leads to factory shutdowns and logistical issues, which is slowing down in manufacturing and deliveries. Moreover, the global semiconductor shortage further constrained supply, as limited production capacity and transportation delays made it difficult to meet growing demand. These challenges impacted NVIDIA's ability to produce and distribute GPUs, which is leading to shortage and rising prices in the market. Let me consider NVIDIA's innovative strategies during the pandemic, which is overcome pandemic-related challenges. NVIDIA implemented innovative strategies to maintain its operation, which can help to ramp up production and strengthen its collaboration with key suppliers like TSMC, which helped to address supply shortage. Additionally, NVIDIA adapted to remote work, which can ensure business continuity, which can help to recognize in hardware shortage. It expanded its cloud gaming platform like GeForce Now, which can provide in gamers an alternative that which didn't rely on high-end GPUs. These strategies moves help NVIDIA navigate the crisis while continuing to serve its customers effectively. Next slide, please. Yeah, here I'm explaining after COVID. NVIDIA quickly adjusted to the changing market. The gaming boom that started during the pandemic continued, with many people buying high performance gaming like PCs and GPUs, which is increasing demand for NVIDIA GeForce series. The remote work and the rise of digital solution, which can lead to greater demand for NVIDIA's AI and data center chips. The cryptocurrency demands also grew, which can leading to more GPU demand for mining. Though NVIDIA limited mining capabilities, so newer GPUs, which can ensure availability for gamers. To manage supply chain issue, NVIDIA strengthened ties with suppliers like TSMC, which can help to expand their manufacturing options and invested in automated production to speed up and improve efficiency. Next slide. And here, NVIDIA also introduced new products to meet the market's changing needs. The GeForce RTX 30 series, which offered powerful GPUs for gamers and creators, while which expanded its cloud gaming services like GeForce Now, which can allowing users to play games on lower-end devices. Additionally, NVIDIA AI and data center business grew with the launch of the 800 GPUs designed for AI and machine learning. These strategies helped NVIDIA recover after the pandemic and help to solidify its position as a leader in gaming, AI, and cloud computing. Now I'm going to conclude my section. Before the pandemic, NVIDIA thrived across gaming, AI, data centers, and cryptocurrency. During the pandemic, it faced supply chain disruption, but adapted by increasing production and expanding cloud gaming. If you consider the post-COVID, NVIDIA capitalized on continued gaming demand, the shift to remote work, and the rise of cryptocurrency, while strengthening its supply chain and introducing new products. Mm, And I'm wind up my section. Thank you all for your time and attention today. Thank you.
Okay, we will be discussing about macroeconomics. Can we have this slide, please? Okay, so I am Annie Docillin, and I will be explaining about macroeconomics, which is the fundamentals of business, which refers to the study of broader economic factors like inflation, and interest rates, including GDP growth and unemployment. So, as they relate to analyzing and interpreting business data to make informed strategic decisions, essentially using large scale economic trends to inform business analytic practices at a company level. So, in the next slide, we will be discussing about the time frame where NVIDIA was influenced by several macroeconomic factors. So the first one will be supply demand shocks. So these, can I have the previous slide, please? Yes, so these are the major factors that influence. First one is supply demand shocks. It has an increased demand of GPUs was several supply chain disruptions were also available. Effects during the pandemic led to a surge in demand for GPUs, primarily driven by by four categories. One is rise of remote work and gaming. Second one is cryptocurrency boom, which fueled demand for mining GPUs. Third would be growth in AI and data center markets requiring high performance chips. At the same time, supply chain disruptions caused by factory shutdowns, port congestions, and also component shortages led to an inadequate supply of GPUs. Second influencing factor is in inflation and price trends. There was a rise in price due to shortages and high demand of NVIDIA's GPU, where they saw significant price inflation due to high consumer demand and limited production. There was also scalpers and resellers taking advantage on shortages, further driving up secondary market prices. There was also increased cost of raw materials and logistics due to global inflation. Third one would be stock market performance, where Nvidia's stock price volatility and the Nvidia stock experienced extreme volatility due to a bullish market fueled by uh, tech growth and speculation during the time frame of 2020 to 2021. So strong earnings reports was also made with a high GPU demand. A sharp downturn in 2022 as interest rates rose and the crypto bubble deflated. Fourth factor is chip shortages and production delays, where supply curve shifts due to semiconductor shortages. Nvidia, like other semiconductor firms, faced manufacturing bottlenecks. Let's say foundries such as TSMC struggled to meet their demand. Delays in chip fabrication due to raw material shortages. Expansion efforts in semiconductor manufacturing took time, and there was prolonging shortages too. Now, in this next slide, we will be discussing about NVIDIA's stock price trends and GPU price trends. Can I have the next slide? Yes, this is the in this slide, the pandemic led to a surge in demand for GPUs, driven by increased gaming, remote work, and cryptocurrency mining. This highlighted demand and coupled with supply chain disruptions caused GPU prices to skyrocket. For instance, the GeForce RTX 3080 10 GB, which with a launch of MSRP of $700, was observed selling for an average dollars of 1693 in early 2022. So these trends highlight the dynamic macroeconomic factors impacting Nvidia during the pandemic, affecting both its market valuation and product pricing. So this illustrated graph, which shows the stock price trends and the GPU price trends from 2020 to 2022, highlighting the key macroeconomic influences such as supply chain disruptions, increased demand, and market corrections. Let's look into it deeply while I describe how this graph is illustrated here. So in the x-axis, you can see the years from 2020 to 2021 and 2022. In y-axis, the blue line here depicts the NVIDIA's stock price trends. So in the year 2020, you can see a figure of 9.86 dollars might reflect a specific low point during the year, but it's important to account for the stock split um when interrupting the trend. The broader trend in 2020, with Nvidia's strong growth in demand and innovation, led to its stock price rising significantly. Whereas in 2021, there was also a peak growth of $19.48 due to high demand stimulus and AI crypto hype. 2022, there was a slight drop of $18.54 due to economic slowdown and crypto decline. Whereas in y-axis 2, the line which is in orange, you can see the GPU prices. Example, RTX 3080, where in 2020, where in the year 2020 there was $700 launch of MSRP. In 2021, there was a peak shortage with $1,500 due to uh, supply constructions, but there was a decline of $1,000 in the year 2022 as the supply chain recovered. And but when you club it up, both the Nvidia stock price and GPU price followed similar trends, with a strong peak in 2021 driven by similar forces like demand for gaming and cryptocurrency, followed by their decline in 2022 due to macroeconomic factors. Next slide, we will be discussing about Nvidia stock price during the year 2020 to 2022. Next slide, please. Okay, so in this slide, you can see a substantial growth during the period, during this time frame. According to macro trends, the average stock price was $9.86 in 2020, and in 2021 it was 19.48, whereas in 2022 it was in 18.54. As we discussed before, there was a decline in this price rate. So this reflects a significant increase from 2020 to 2021, were followed by a slight decrease in 2022. Uh, why this percentage, or why this dollar has been contributed in 2020, is that it's important to note that this figure is likely adjusted to a stock split that occurred in 2020, where Nvidia announced a 4-for-1 stock split in July 2020, which means that for each share or shareholder held, they received an additional three shares, thus reducing the price of each individual share to one-fourth of its previous value. Before the stock split, Nvidia's stock price was significantly higher. It was around $400 per share. After the split, they adjusted the price per share. It would have been around like $100. However, if you see a figure like $9.86, it could refer to the post-split price or even a specific intra-year low price. So here's a breakdown. That's where you can figure out the breakdown, which reflects the differences and the decline in this factor. Next slide, we will discuss about the macroeconomic influences on Nvidia. So during COVID, it's divided into pre-COVID, during COVID, and post-COVID. To summarize this, with inflation, recession, unemployment, and taxes on the industry, here is what you can put it further. Like during to COVID-19 period, there was several macroeconomic factors that influence its pricing strategies, like sales, stock performance, and long-term business outlook too. So these detailed table, you can check on the inflation, where there was an increased costs, reduced margins, influencing their price strategies too. So the global chip shortage led to their higher production costs, including raw materials, logistics, and labor. Secondly, they have inflation caused a raise in consumer GPU prices, also pushing NVIDIA's to adjust pricing strategies. Higher costs pressured NVIDIA's margins, where especially as foundries like TSMC increased chip manufacturing fees. When we talk about unemployment, the initial spikes were offset by rising demand for tech workers. Early in the pandemic, mass layoffs were impacted many industries, but tech firms, including NVIDIA, benefited from remote work trends. Increased demand for AI, cloud computing, and gaming helped NVIDIA hire more engineers and developers. The labor market, when we talk about labor market, it remained tight for high skilled tech jobs, where keeping their wages evacuated. uh, and third, we have recession, where its stimulus measures supported consumer spending on technology, while we also have the global economy faced recessionary and pressures, where the government has to check. They helped out to maintain consumer demand for electronics, including gaming PCs and GPUs. The rise of e-commerce and digital services in the NVIDIA's data center business was highly impactful. The cryptocurrency boom also played a role in sustaining GPU demand. When we talk about taxes, yes, fiscal policies shaped disposable income, impacting NVIDIA sales, where the tax incentives and relief programs gave consumers more spending power, indirectly benefiting NVIDIA. We also can talk about the corporate tax, where the changes in various countries influence NVIDIA's international operations and pricing decisions. Can we have the next slide? In this, we can talk. We will look on to the changes over time, over during the period of 2020, which was before COVID. Favorable economic conditions was made, where was a change in this particular time frame, where Nvidia operated a stable economic environment with low inflation, consistent economic growth, and strong consumer spending on gaming and AI technologies. During the initial stage of COVID-19, which is 2020 to 2021, the pandemic induced unemployment and inflation, which shaped demand and supply, where there was a disrupted supply chains, increasing semiconductor shortages. Unemployment initially spiked up by stimulus measures supported by consumer spending. So demand for GPUs also increased, increased with the demand for gaming and remote work, AI and cloud computing, and cryptocurrency. There was a mining boom in cryptocurrency too. Inflation also led to rising in GPU prices, with small products selling well about, let's say, MSRP. But during the year 2022, which is post-COVID, there was a stabilization amidst of geopolitical and regulatory changes. So as supply changes improved, Nvidia faced a slowdown in GPU demand due to falling of crypto prices. There was also a rise in interest rate, reducing tech stock valuations, where also geopolitical tensions, especially when you talk about US China trade restrictions, impacting the chip exports, where Nvidia focused on AI, automotive, and data center markets to sustain their growth. Policy impact is, we have two policies, three policies that had impact. One is fiscal policies, where the governments worldwide introduced stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, and business supports. Infrastructure bills, including funding for AI and semiconductor research, indirectly supported Nvidia's innovation, especially in US. Monetary policies, you can bring about the post-pandemic tightening affected capital availability, and their spending. Initially was with low interest rates fueled the tech stock boom, also including Nvidia's record stock was really high. By the year 2020, 2022, central banks raised interest rate to combat inflation, which led to declining stock valuation, reduced corporate investment in high technology. A slowdown in consumer spending also was happening in this monetary policies. Third, we have the trade policies where US China tensions and semiconductor exports control. The US imposed restrictions on semiconductor exports to China, affecting NVIDIA's ability to sell high-end GPUs and AI applications. We also had the tariffs and transactions created supply chain risks, increasing production of costs. NVIDIA had to navigate shifting global policies, including potential incentives for domestic chip production in US. Let's say CHIPS Act, that act can be taken as example during this time frame. So therefore, macroeconomics between 2022 to 2022, NVIDIA faced a complex mix of economy, including their policy and their market challenges. Initially benefiting from high demand due to stimulus measures, remote work trends. Also, the company later faced headwinds from inflation, interest rate hikes, and trade restrictions too. So, moving forward, NVIDIA's ability to adapt to shifting macroeconomic conditions, particularly in AI and data centers, will be crucial for sustaining their growth. Now, international and industry specific insights will be explained by Ali Anwar.
Hello, my name is Anwar, and today I'm going to cover key topics affecting NVIDIA, including supply chain challenges, the growth of the gaming industry, government policies, industry adaptations, future opportunities, and potential risks. Okay, so let's start with the supply chain challenges. NVIDIA depends on the companies like TSMC in Taiwan to make its chips, but this comes with risks. Tensions between US and China could cause problems, and the COVID-19 pandemic showed how easily supply chain can be disrupted. To reduce these risks, NVIDIA is working with other manufacturers like Samsung in different parts of the world. This way, if one supplier faces issue, production can continue smoothly. Now let's talk about the gaming industry. Gaming is one of the biggest source of income. With the rise of 4K gaming, esports and the virtual reality gamers need better graphic cards. The Asia Pacific region, especially India and China, has huge number of gamers. Uh, Even when the economy is not doing well, people still buy new GPUs to improve their gaming experience. This strong demand helps NVIDIA stay successful. Now let's look at the government policies. Many countries I see. Many now let's look at the government policies. Many countries want to make more chips locally instead of importing them. In the US, Chips Act support domestic chip production, which is good for NVIDIA. Another important law is Inflation Reduction Law, which focuses on clean energy. Since NVIDIA makes energy efficient GPUs, the company fits well with the IRA's goal. This law has this law also provides tax benefits for companies that follow sustainable practices, helping NVIDIA grow while promoting eco-friendly technology. However, there are challenges too. The US had put restrictions on selling advanced chips to China, which may affect NVIDIA's sales. To deal with this, NVIDIA is expanding in the US and Europe to make sure it is not too dependent on any single market. Can you change the slide, please? Now let's talk about the NVIDIA, how NVIDIA has adapted industry changes. The COVID-19 pandemic caused big problems like factory shutdowns and shipping delays. It also led to a surge in demand for electronics. To handle these challenges, NVIDIA used digital tools to track its supply chain and invested in technology to better understand customer demand. These smart strategies help the companies continue delivering products during difficult times. Looking forward, NVIDIA has many growth opportunities the use of AI and edge computing is growing fast, increasing the need of the powerful GPUs. More customers are also looking for energy efficient technology, which NVIDIA specialize in. Thanks to the government policies like CHIPS Act, IRA, the company can also benefit from the tax incentives and fundings, helping it grow even faster. However, NVIDIA also faces a risk and challenges. Rising tensions between the US and China could impact its supply chain and market access. Strict export controls and the government regulation could create more obstacles for global operations. To stay ahead, NVIDIA is working on diversifying suppliers, expanding into new markets, and staying innovative with its technology. By doing so, the company can continue growing while managing risks. So let's come to the conclusion of this. In conclusion, NVIDIA is in a strong position. The company is working hard to secure its supply chain, grow in the gaming market, adapt the government policies, and lead in AI and sustainability. By planning ahead, staying innovative, and being flexible, and NVIDIA will continue to succeed in the ever-changing world. So the next slide will be presented by Yadav.
Thank you, Ali. This is Maruthi Yadav again. Let's have a recap of NVIDIA's journey to three timeframes, that is pre, during, and post COVID-19. Pre-COVID-19, strong financial growth driven by gaming, AI, and data centers helped NVIDIA. Expanding production and acquisition, for example, acquiring ARM company. Stable supply-demand balance with steady pricing. During COVID-19, surge in GPUs demand due to remote work, gaming, crypto mining, and scalpers. There were severe supply chain disruptions caused due to price hikes and shortages. Innovation in cloud gaming and AI-driven solutions. Post-COVID-19, supply chain stabilization and the manufacturing expansion. There was continued demand for AI, data centers, and gaming GPUs. There was also the introduction of high-performance RTX 30 series and cloud gaming solutions. Future preparation to deal with similar situations such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Strengthening the supply chain. Diversifying suppliers to reduce dependency on single manufacturer. Instead of depending solely on TSMC, NVIDIA has diversified its supply chain with Samsung and other manufacturers and other semiconductor manufacturers. Investing in domestic semiconductor production via the US CHIPS Act. Market adoption strategies. Enhancing cloud gaming services to counter hardware shortages. Developing AI and machine learning solutions for diverse applications. Financial and risk management. Flexible pricing strategies to counter supply-demand fluctuations. Strengthening stockpile management to avoid future shortages during similar situations. Thank you.